He spotted me before he spotted the banner with his name on it. His face went white first, then blotched red, like guilt was trying to claw its way out through his skin. I didn't look away. I held his stare across the ballroom, a glass of champagne steady in my hand. He knew exactly why I was there. He knew exactly what I'd done. And that's why he screamed. But before that moment, before the unraveling, there was the message. It was 6:14 p.m. when my sister texted. No greeting, no hesitation. You're not invited to the wedding. Marcus thinks you'd ruin the vibe. I remember blinking at it, not hurt, not surprised, just noting the data. My sister, who used to call me at 2 a.m. crying on my shoulder. My sister who once promised we'd never let anyone come between us. And now? Discarded because her fiancé, Marcus, felt threatened by my existence. I typed, okay, simple, clean, unexpected. She didn't deserve the storm I felt quietly forming. Marcus entered our lives like a warm gust of charm. I admit, I liked him at first, his confidence, his easy laugh. My sister practically floated around him. I wanted to believe she'd finally gotten lucky. But charm doesn't hide patterns, not from me. It started with small things. He'd answer questions she never asked, make decisions she didn't realize she should have had input on. She defended it at first. He's just taking initiative. I recognized it for what it was, erosion disguised as care. Then came the financial advice he insisted she follow, advice that suspiciously always flowed toward him. Still, I watched, quiet, patient, until the night I caught him. It wasn't dramatic, no lipstick on collars or suspicious perfume, just one drunken conversation he didn't know I overheard at a post-work bar. He told a coworker he didn't need my sister's money, just her credit score. Told him she was pliable, told him I was the only obstacle. Her sister's too damn smart, he'd said. She sees through people. That one could ruin everything. He laughed, the coworker laughed. I didn't. I left before I did something I couldn't frame as strategic. People think revenge begins with anger. Mine began with silence. I dug, quietly, calmly. And Marcus, arrogant as he was, had left breadcrumbs everywhere. Hidden debt, a dissolved LLC tied to a fraud investigation, loans he took under aliases that matched addresses he no longer lived at. Each discovery slid into place like a puzzle I'd already solved in my head. I didn't confront my sister. Confrontation would only trigger denial. I needed her to see him without my voice shaping the lens. So I built the trap. My company hosts a charity gala every year. Elegant, prestigious, full of people whose signatures can alter futures. 3 weeks before the event, I pitched a Community Integrity Award, a new category, a category whose inaugural recipient, based on compelling volunteer records and glowing recommendations, would be Marcus Hale. The board loved the idea. They didn't know those documents were curated by me, or that the volunteer logs were real, just stitched together from the resumes of 3 different men named Marcus H. By the time the marketing team printed his name on banners, programs, and the 20-foot LED screen, there was no backing out. All that was left was timing. When he walked into the ballroom, he expected anonymity. He didn't expect his face, blurred from a social media post I'd lifted, displayed under the headline, Honoring Community Integrity, Marcus Hale. He froze. His eyes darted to mine. That was the moment he understood. The fraud investigation team, whom I'd tipped anonymously, was already in the building, blending with donors. My sister sat beside him, confusion turning to dawning horror as the gala host announced Marcus's extraordinary contributions and invited him to the stage. He didn't move. Instead, he screamed, a raw, instinctive sound, the sound of a man trapped. Agents stepped forward, whispers rippled through the room. My sister's chair scraped backward as she stood, finally seeing him clearly, without my voice, without his lies. I didn't smile. Revenge doesn't need theatrics. He was escorted out before dessert. Afterward, my sister found me by the balcony doors, shaking, not with anger, but with clarity. "I didn't know," she whispered. "I know." And I did. I didn't gloat. There was no satisfaction in her pain. My revenge was never for her, it was for the version of her she forgot to protect. Later, as I left the gala, the night felt clean, quiet, balanced. Some people think justice comes from the courts. Mine came from letting a man damn himself in front of the very people he thought he could impress. And my sister? She won't forget the lesson. Neither will he.